Hello everyone. It's Saturday, so that means we're streaming. Oops. I am Oni Black Mage, and we are continuing our adventure with Spiritfarer. And what a humid day it is today. Oof. Hope everyone's having a good weekend so far. I am drawing near to the end of Bravely Default 2. A little hummingbird is lifting up the entire thing, that's funny. Hey Sam, how's it going today? Ministry, welcome in, thank you. It's so weird that this button uses the leftmost button as accept, when most games will either use the bottommost button or the rightmost button as accept. And coming off directly from Bravely Second, where accept is the rightmost button and the bottommost button is no, then oof, disorienting. Good. Actually, I wonder if we should buy more boots. Why not? Actually, let's go ahead and buy these. Even though it's like 500 a pop, you usually end up getting treasure that's worth more than 500, so it pays for itself. It just takes some time. What's up? Bruce and Mickey. They only like one thing, huh? I wonder what kind of thing these legitimate businessmen would like. Hey Jack, say Umbra, hey Shadows. He's hungry. What would a guy like this like? I'm not gonna feed him glue. I might end up with some cement shoes. I wonder if they would like some fine dining. They seem like the type of guys who would like fine dining. How's that? Oh crap. Sorry. Wait, he ate it anyway. Oh no, he didn't eat it. Okay. So he's allergic to crayfish. Okay, well that was a botch. But he didn't say no. Okay, fine dining squid he wouldn't like. Would he like squid? No, maybe not. I'm gonna avoid seafood in general. Everything I have is crayfish. I made so many things with crayfish. I'm not giving my bacon and eggs. Crap, what should I give this guy? Maybe just fish? I don't know if he'd like plain food though. What if you, I don't know. Lobsters are too much like crayfish, aren't they? What if he likes casserole? Okay. So plain or comfort food is not his thing, so he's not a guy who needs to be comforted. I'm not even sure what his deal totally is, to be honest with you. So nothing with shellfish, which just sucks because a lot of the stuff we have is made with shellfish. Oh, we have an octopus. Ooh, this one's cephalopod. I don't think we have anything else. Yeah, we do have cephalopod. So he doesn't like crayfish. What about cephalopods? So we have root veggie and leaf veggie and regular veggie. I don't remember what's what. Let's do leaf veggie first. Alright, so I'm trying to think of what we have to do today. I know my goal is to either complete Bravely Default 2 tonight or come very, very close. I know I'm very, very close, but what I've been doing is I've been spending hours doing all the side quests and doing all of the card games. And it's not even finding and beating all of them that's the hard part, it's getting all the... it's farming points to buy all the cards. For me, I like farming off the lady that stands in the middle of... trying to remember the name of the towns. I can't remember any of the names of the towns, to be honest with you. But the snow one. The snow city. Because she's standing in the middle right there, I find her super easy to beat. And because she has the modifiers, first to the post and wrap around, she's very easy to beat. And once you get 15, it's a guaranteed 50 points. So it's just 50 points, 50 points, 50 points. Sometimes you can get even more, sometimes you get a little less, but she is very easy to farm points off, or at least for the deck that I like to play. Ooh, Mahi Mahi. Man, we have not been fishing off Bruce's coast. Wait, his name's not Bruce, it's, Albert, I think. He looks like a Bruce. I'm even thinking Bruce because that's from, what is it? Finding Nemo. And he's a shark. Cuttlefish. How, man, how have we not been farming fish here, speaking of farming? Spike Man, seen anything good recently? I haven't watched anything recently. We need to check the recipes. I wish you could sort by ingredient. Because I keep making the same thing. And that's not exactly what I want to do. Where's the recipe I just got? Alright, either way. Let's try it with cephalopod. We did leaf veggie. No, we did root veggie. No, we did leaf veggie. Now let's do regular root veggie. And then we'll do mushroom. I'm pretty sure we got all these recipes though already. I haven't been watching anything recently, to be honest with you. I need to catch up on a bunch of anime that I have been starting this season. I haven't made the time. I'm just spending all my time right now doing Bravely Default 2. Because Bravely Default 2, I just feel like a sense of obligation to do both a recap, which I obviously should because I did the first two games. A recap, a review, and a guide for it. So for me, while I normally would have probably had the next major recap, a tentpole one, which would have been Persona 2 Innocent Sin, that probably would have been out by now, especially since it's pretty much almost the middle of the month. I would have had it done, but once Bravely Default 2 came out, I was like, drop everything, play this game. Because I've been wanting to, and also I feel, like I said, a small sense of obligation. Which is partly the reason why I never commit to a schedule. I mean, it's not like I have a staff that I could just delegate it to, you know? And sometimes I just feel the urge to just make something different. For example, one thing I actually want to make is a very small digital hindsight. And if you know digital hindsights are my sassy smart series, right? It is 100% irreverent and 100% degenerate. It is where I get to be sassy and sarcastic. All of them are. And so if I hurt your feelings, that's a you problem. Actually, that's a pretty good opener. I think I'll say that. The next one I'm going to make is a very short one. It's going to be Titus versus Titus. It's going to be very short. All I'm going to do is I'm first going to show all the evidence that supports one side versus all the actual proof that it's the other. And if like for some odd reason it offends you to be corrected after 20 years of being wrong, again, that's a you problem. I kind of want to... Okay, next time we come here, I'm going to definitely do some more because we're getting Mahi Mahi and Octopus. That's awesome. Okay, so that's also that. So Leaf Veggie and Root Veggie are the same thing. I don't even want to waste it on a mushroom. You're so rare on mushrooms. Okay. First things first. Actually, wait. We could sell this stuff right here. I wonder if failed experiment means something. It's only worth 10, so it's not really worth it. It also doesn't say that it's meant to be sold, so it might still have a use. Actually, it could be the tchotchke stuff that Stanley always wants. Comrade Stanley often likes tchotchke stuff. Spikeman, you prefer Titus, but everyone says it's canonically Titus. Well, it's not, and everybody else says. That is the actual name. And it's funny, I put it in my description. It's been up there for years, but of course no one reads the description or reads the pin, where I link the director, the producer, the actual American voice actor, the original commercial the game was advertised, and of course other Final Fantasy games. They all say Titus, like it's not even up for debate. But people still want to debate it. It's nuts to me. That's right, he likes dessert. He doesn't eat fruits or veggies. I don't think I have that many desserts. I don't want to give you rice pudding though. He hates, yeah, he doesn't want that. I don't have that many desserts. Until we start getting a granary and we can start getting sugar, I'm sure we'll get a lot of desserts. What would this kid like? He doesn't eat disgusting things either. What if he likes snack food? Would he eat popcorn, I wonder? Okay, he doesn't care too much about it, but it's still there. Alright. Find the pulse arrays. What? Oh wait, no, we were going there anyway. Oh, I know where that is. Actually, come to think of it, what am I talking about? We have the Rock Crusher. We can go so many places now. We can discover so many new islands. And yeah, it's important to... Like, that looks like a pulse array right there. It's important to also know that even though I write digital hindsights to be sassy, I don't write them to be like a dick, like, oh, I'm right, you're wrong, feel bad about it. Because a lot of people take things too personal. It's like, dude, it's just a video game. Like, then why do you care so much about it? Because unlike you, you don't get hundreds of people every day looking at a video, and then dozens of those hundreds of people all writing the same exact comment, and almost every single one of them being wrong. Catch us some pulsar rays. Just charge at it. Don't be a coward. Alright, let's do it. Crap, these are coming from every given direction. Jesus Christ. Really? Damn. Oh geez, I should be up here. Come on. Man, we're just sucking at this. This is a hard game. And you can't like run faster. Here's what we're gonna do though. We're gonna go straight to our Lady Olga. And she's gonna farm us more, is what we're gonna do. Unless we can't farm this material for some reason. Good lord, that was brutal. Going from kid to scout. Good job, scout. Who doesn't like a scout? And anyway, shut up. Stop slacking off. Get to work. Have we not been growing sugarcane? No, we haven't had sugarcane seed. That's right, we only found sugarcane. We never grew it. Or maybe we grew it, but we grew it once. Going to a new island. I can say this though, I don't think my review on Bravely Default 2 is going to be that long. So I'm not so concerned about that. The guide is going to take more time though. What's up? My boat is so long. Take a walk. Meanwhile, he flies. So all these places are based on cities. That's kind of cool. feed the sheep. Is the bird talking or is the bull talking? I think the bird's talking, because he's the one who's actually moving his mouth. I know we need to build a crusher, but... Rheimdall, that's the name. I was like, what's the name of the snow city? Rheimdall. You finished the side quest in Inferno? Oh, for the salve maker? Now that you have salve maker, you now have basically one of the best boss killing jobs besides thief. Thief and salve maker, especially once you get the Phantom class, it's like that's it. You already beat 90% of the bosses in this game already. Probably 95. Because with salve maker, just compounding, take any of those weapon thrown objects, combine it with like numb nettle or something like that. You can grind them off those wizards, the lightning ones. So kill a bunch of those. But once eventually you can find them in the shops. But once you have that, it paralyzes. And once they paralyze, they lose their turn. So you can just go full, just whole hog on any boss without any sort of rebuke. I also highly recommend, if you haven't already done so, Ranger with Counter Savvy. The Counter Savvy ability is so clutch for so many bosses. Because, you know, almost every single boss seems to have a weird counter move. And if it's a physical-based counter move, then Counter Savvy automatically evades it. Like Susanoo, for example, like one of the alternate extra bosses that's, you know, super tough, according to many. You can literally just put Counter Savvy on and Godspeed Strike it to death because he counters Godspeed Strike specifically. But because you have physical counter, you automatically evade. And then with turntables, you gain a BP back. So you'll Godspeed Strike 4 times, and he'll feed you back 2 more BP. Meaning that you can Godspeed Strike again because you'll be at 0 BP again. It is so crazy. So many bosses have specific things that just automatically check them. Granted, a lot of bosses also have specific abilities that automatically check you. So it goes both ways. Alright, so we don't have ash and we don't have zinc. A mastered salve maker is also really nice too, because their secondary specialty means that if they have nothing in their hands, which by the way speeds up their turns very quickly, not only does everything they make is more effective, but it's a free perk. So one of my favorite perks in the game is secondary job BP saver from the Pictomancer, because it makes any secondary job just cost less with BP moves, and a lot of the very good BP moves are the most damaging ones, such as Body Slam, one of my personal favorites, or Off the Chain from Beastmaster. If you haven't been doing the passive Beastmaster ability, which is 30% chance to catch any monster you kill, then you should, because there are so many... Beastmaster's Off the Chain is one of the strongest moves in the game for a lot of reasons, but it requires a lot of setup because you have to catch said monster first. And that, to some people, is just too tedious. Everybody here is so urban. And or metropolitan. I think metropolitan is the better word for it. Nice, first try. Found the person I didn't even know I needed to talk to for the quest. This is the high-rise side of town, I see. When I say stole, I mean stole. I mean, I took it on purpose. I didn't ask permission. I'm keeping it. He was chewing his food and sipping his coffee way too loud. Okay, I understand. Slurping, by the way, I don't like it. That's one of my pet peeves. You piss me off if you're a slurper. Because it's okay to sip and sometimes you make a noise, but if you are slurping, I feel it's deliberate. It's like... It's like, come on, man. Really? What the hell's wrong with you? Why are you breathing in while you're just drinking? It just bothers me. So this is a weird quirk about me that this person reminds me of. I don't like looking at people when they're eating. So if I'm ever eating and I'm with someone, I won't look at them. I will look at the wall. I will look through a window. Even when I'm talking to them, I'll probably look somewhere else, like indirectly. If they're not eating, I'll look at them. But if they're eating, I don't want to look at them. It's such a weird quirk, but for some odd reason, I don't like looking at people while they're eating. It doesn't bother me if somebody looks at me while I'm eating. It's not like I can control that, but that's just... It's weird to me. Sometimes the ice gets in the way. Don't you get started. Oh, that's cool. So they close their windows when you get close. Oh, actually I can ride that entire way through. I wonder if I could have gotten in there through the window if I was fast enough. Oh, I do actually have to be manual. I thought I fell off, but it looks like that was deliberate. Is Stella gonna get a new ability called Break and Enter? I get to take a dump in her bathroom. The little things. I wonder if I can unlock the door. Shit, no. God damn it, okay. Yeah, Umbra, I also love how... And they did it for previous Bravely Defaults, but I think what Bravely Default 2 does better is the visuals. Not just because it's on the Switch and it's on, you know, more advanced hardware, which that helps, because it's also, the Unreal looks very good. Unreal makes all of the environments, the monsters, and the clothes look so good. And because of that, the details in the clothes, everybody wearing different versions of the same class and looking different, all looks so good. Breaking into somebody's penthouse. Can we open a window and jump out? But how else are we supposed to get over there? We can't jump there. can't jump up there. Oof. 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 Okay. Oh, not this crap. We're gonna need an ability that lets us jump on this. Because this does not work. This is just like the other thing. Okay, so we don't have a jump ability that's gonna do that. Unless, like fishing, I'm wrong and there's a jump ability that I'm not using correctly. Okay. Before we leave, we just need to have the crusher is what we need to do. We need to visit a regular island. Just a resource gathering island. One thing I can say about the card game too is I suggest having, I don't know, for me, 3 different types of decks. One deck, and the third deck you won't be able to build till very late anyway. But the first deck is going to be the type of deck that benefits if you go first, which I think should have a counter character of any kind on there. Or the type of character that sets a buff or debuff on a certain type. And the second type you should have is the type of deck if you go second. And that deck, in my opinion, should be the deck where you have the field card ability that affects the entire field regardless. Because if a computer ever goes first, they like to play the type of deck that has that type of global buff or global debuff ability. The one that's not on the field, the one that is just global. Which means if you go second, you can immediately counter it and have them waste a turn while buffing yourself. If you go first, however, you're going to want to go ahead and set up your own buff, but not the global one, because if you do it, they'll do the same to you. They're just going to overwrite yours. I've won over 100 matches just using that exact thing. And I'm not even joking either. I literally have played over 100 matches of B&D. Because you need to get so many points to get the third type of card, which is the character cards. Character cards are expensive. They're often anywhere from like 50 to 150 points to buy. So once you find a person that you can get a lot of points off of, like I said, the lady in Rhymedale in the middle, I think is just the best because it's just an easy 50 points, 50 points, 50 points every time. You can get 1,000 points very quickly. Because it only takes about 5 minutes for a match. They go by so quickly. Just put on a podcast, grind for about an hour. You'll have plenty. You'll have 1,000 points, which means the next time you fight, and I do recommend grinding early, because when you fight the A and the S tier class people, you know, their decks are on the tougher side. Your margins of victories are slimmer. So you're not going to get a lot of points even when you do beat them. And once you beat them once, you can buy them out of everything they have, so that way you don't have to keep refighting them. It saves you time and money. Oh, we have daylight, we can go. We get so wrapped up in fishing. Whoa, hello, who are you? The silver dragon. Yeah, we're going there. Do you need to play more of the card game? You don't have to. The card game's completely optional. I don't even know if there's a reward at the end. I'm just playing it because I like the card game. I think it's a very well-made card game. It's very simple, easy to learn, difficult to master kind of thing. A lot of the rules make the variations very fun. It's quick. You only did enough to do Gambler? I mean, sure. I love these type of card games, so to me it's like a fishing minigame. Where Oh, hello, you have a fishing minigame? Absolutely, I'm interested. Oh, you have a battle card game? Absolutely, I'm interested. I keep tapping the mic. I'm too close to it. The Gambler All or Nothing, by the way, is such a trap. I've had so many times where my JP or XP is completely negated. That happens very often. I only have ever had once where I got the times 15 bonus for something. Now, the times 15 bonus did come one time, but it was only when one character had it on equipped. So what it did was it only worked for that one character. It didn't do the times 15 boost for every character. But that character went from like level 7 to level 12 instantly. Like instantly maxed out their job. But it sucks that it was only for the Gambler class. Nobody else. Even though everyone suffers from the 0 and only the Gambler benefits from the times 15. I think it's a stupid field effect. It? Yes. Yeah, delicious silver. We absolutely need to visit Olga after this, because we got silver and we got pulsar. Unless her sister's gonna magically help us. Shit. They juked me. Okay, good stuff. Are we over already? Yeah. That was a good haul, though. Thank you, Dragon. Good stuff. See, what kind of sailing adventure would you have if you didn't encounter serpents? Like, you have to encounter a giant sea serpent. Come on, man. Giant scallop. I wonder if you let these sit on here for a while, if they become giant scallops. But yeah, I love the battle card game, so to me, I just played everybody to death. I almost got a full board blackout on a dude. But I'll show a clip of it later during the review, where I did get 24-1, where I blacked out the entire board, but he went last, and so we got the very last space. But I almost had a complete 25-0 blackout. Okay. We got new islands to explore. I don't want to visit the metropolitan ones just yet, though. But that seems to be what we're up against. Ooh, they have eggs and mulberries and potatoes and wheat. Damn, we do need to go to Oxbury. Okay. We need to start prepping our crops for new batches. I'll be honest, I have not used Gambler as a primary class or subclass with the exception of just maxing it out. Once I max it out, I put it away. I literally never use it. I tried a couple of its bigger abilities, like spend 7,000 and do major damage. It's not worth it. Even the gain more money one is not worth it. You gain so much more money just doing literally anything. It's a very novel class. However, the Salve Maker, though, that's the optional class you want. Ooh, baby, we got potato and wheat anyway. Let's go. Screw some wheat immediately. Because once we get the crusher, we can have flour. And I imagine once we have flour, just like once we get sugar, we're going to get a lot of recipes unlocked. That kitchen's going to get busy. Beastmaster is one that I wish I got started on earlier. There are many bosses, especially if you can get some undead bosses or stuff like that. I don't like how the descriptions rely on you. They're not very helpful. However, once you you can get some abilities super early that destroy bosses when you do off the chain. They'll do 9999 damage constantly. It is so absurdly good. Alright, let's plant some potatoes. And let's do the odd seed. Comrade Stanley will be very pleased that we are growing potatoes. Not quite so cold, like old country, but this reminds me of them ways. I wonder if are mulberries a tree or are they a bush? If this was Viva Pinata, it wouldn't make a difference. It considers trees and bushes kind of the same thing. Speaking of, we have pears now. Alright, somebody wants to go to Ambertown. It really pains me that Black Mage is such a useless class in Bravely Default 2. Because everything good that it does, like, even the spells, they're just so expensive for hitting the area that there's no... Yes, ethers are cheap. And in the beginning of the game, they do pack a punch for clearing out mobs and doing boss damage. But later on, like, Beastmaster and Salve Maker do everything the Black Mage can do and better. Just both in terms of damage as well as status effects. Like, poison is very useful up until chapter 3. Like, if you have the opportunity to poison something, why not? It's a free damage, 500 a tick every time they do an action. Which in the beginning of the game, like the first 2 chapters, like Prologue, Chapter 1, Chapter 2, that's very useful. But like Chapter 3 onward, poison is like, it's a nice to have, but you almost don't want to waste your turn poisoning someone unless it's a guarantee. Speaking of, those lizards in the desert where you have, or underground Savalon, those toxolotls, capture those. Capture as many as you can, because when you throw those out there, until you get the, way later in Chapter 4, the, Phantom, which, their mastered ability makes any status effect 100% effective, then the Beastmaster with a Toxolotl is also 100% poison. So it's better than the Black Mage. And all the elemental stuff, the later magic casting classes or Beastmaster are better casters, with better stats, by the way, than the Black Mage. Like, it's just... Beastmaster is sort of the blue mage, except instead of learning monster attacks, I mean, there's a Beastmaster in Final Fantasy lore as well. But yeah, the Beastmaster is exactly the Beastmaster. You capture monsters, and then you use them as basically an item or an action or a command, and they perform like their specified attack. And many monster attacks get like the ultimate wind magic, ultimate earth magic, ultimate holy or darkness magic way earlier than you ever will. And so for bosses with those weird elemental weaknesses, you can just devastate them. Like, Beastmaster can hit, you know, Godspeed Strike crit notwithstanding, but they can hit reliable 9999 damage in like chapter 2. Like, the moment you get the Beastmaster, if you match it up properly, they are doing max damage. They destroy things. And they do it significantly cheaper than, say, the Thief does, because Godspeed Strike is still very expensive. And until you get like MP recovery, MP cost minus 20%, the golden hairpin, which makes all that like basically free, which is much later. Yes, Godspeed Strike is great for melting down bosses, but for in the meanwhile, like, Beastmaster is still incredibly useful. Not to mention, Beastmaster can also clear mobs better, but you have to, like I said, you have to put in the work to capture it. That's why I say once you master Beastmaster, or do partway through where you get the Beast Whisperer one, put that on everyone, just passively. Because that way, every time you kill a monster, there's a 30% chance you capture it instead. And you would be surprised how often that happens. And don't forget, Beastmaster's stats grow the more monsters you have captured. It doesn't matter, by the way. I have this question, but I'll answer this question here. Once you capture a beast, it sucks that the game doesn't tell you what you have captured and where, but even if you unequip the Beastmaster classes, all your captured monsters are still captured. And anybody can access them. So anybody can be contributing to that pool of captured monsters, even if nobody has Beastmaster equipped. It's not an individual thing. I was afraid of that at first, but it's not. If you want, like, to clear mobs, Freelancer and Monk are very good. Even though Monk takes a little bit more setup, but not that much more. I also experimented. Monk with 2 hands, in most cases, if you're looking for damage, it's not better. If you're looking for speed, it is better, because having 2 empty hands, your turns come by so much quicker, which some people could argue DPS-wise is better, but you're better off dual-wielding. If you dual-wield, your individual strikes are significantly stronger, and honestly, I don't know, I feel the perks are better just dual-wielding. I'd rather kill somebody in 1 hit than 2 smaller hits that come faster, in my opinion. You'll also want to do the, that Monk Strike that costs 1 BP but can be 0 BP over Body Slam, because Body Slam is very good for the first 2 chapters, destroys everything, including bosses. Like, you don't have to do anything else. It also doesn't really require that much setup. The Monk does, but the damage is very comparable. Only until later when you get dual wielding and free BP is the Monk, in my opinion, better, because it also ignores the default status. This isn't vandalism. It's defacing. Is it the same thing? Nonsense. It's a different word. Why would they make a second word for something if it didn't mean the same thing? I think it's backwards. No, I'm totally getting it right. Don't worry about it. Barehanded with Godspeed Strike still work? It does. But it's really not as OP as you would think, because, like I said, the 80% strength boost on barehanded is strong at the beginning of the game, just like poison, but later in the game, your weapons are gonna be stronger than an 80% strength boost to your barehanded. The reason why you would want to do barehanded is A, you want to take advantage of the plus 30 accuracy, which isn't the biggest deal, but you also want to either take advantage of the Salve Maker ability, like Salve Maker empty-handed, you want to do. Oh, was this Ash? It's gotta be Ash. But yeah, if you're going empty-handed, you're doing so because you want to have faster turns, take advantage of the Salve Maker ability. Yes, got some Ash. That's 9 Ash. That's very good. But you don't necessarily want to do it for monk damage. Monk damage is not that great. It also sucks because there are a lot of things... Calling me a murderer. You have no idea. Blueberries. It's funny that you ask if I have respect for living things because I'm a Grim Reaper. The irony of that statement is hilarious. I'm just reaping. Reapers gotta reap, man. It'll grow back. The only time I respected a tree was that shrine maiden who gave me a tour of the island. She was nice. Whoa, this is getting heavy. Whoa, this is getting very, very deep. Daughter invited me. It didn't invite me. I stood in a car across the street and watched them have a good time. Her mother told me about it afterwards. Whoa, 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 buddy. I don't know you like that. What you gonna do about it? If you care so much about the environment, why don't you plant more trees and also get rid of this trash around here? Just saying. Standing around complaining about it isn't helping anybody. Right, you need some fine dining. I know, I know, I know. I like how I said indiscreet shopping. Gave himself a 5-finger discount. You coming, Giovanni? See you later, bye. Monk is good, like I said, for field clearing, but if for bosses, yeah. Freelancer, Thief, Phantom with Salve Maker, and then another person with Thief. Like, you got 2 Thieves going Godspeed Strikes all day. And the last one I recommend is White Mage is still relevant because of its secondary ability once mastered, which is any recovery or restore magic that you cast can affect the entire party. So you just pair that with a Spirit Master and everybody has a rise, you know? That alone makes it worth it. Party-wide healing, party-wide resurrection. It's... If you're killing things fast enough, it may not matter, but there are some bosses where you're gonna want that secondary arise. It just feels good to have everybody know that you know, even if you die, it's not a big deal. And that's my party makeup for any boss, and I'll tell you what, it destroys every boss. Because your Godspeed Strikes are doing around, you know, 40,000, and then they do the second tick, so it's another 40,000, so each individual thief is doing 80,000 damage. So with 2 of them, it's doing 160,000 damage, and that's before you get the Hell Knight, or whatever it's called. It's basically the Swordmaster plus Dark Knight. But you get that, and, you know, you break the 999 limit. It's just, you're just doing a lot of damage in a very short amount of time. And then to buy you that time, your Salve Maker / Phantom is throwing paralysis bomb after paralysis bomb. If you can do freezing on them, it's great, but none of the items, like Salve Maker can't do freezing. You know who can do freezing? Beastmaster. We should get the Fire Glow one. Wait, that's Pulsar Rays. What are these? Meteor Shower. Oh, hell yeah. So many new things. But yeah, that's my boss makeup, and honestly, I've never had to change it. With the exception of like 2 bosses, everything in this game can once again be Godspeed Strike to death. It sucks that it's still like just the #1 option. Now, can you kill bosses with just about anybody? Yes. But it is far and away, Godspeed Strike is once again just not even close the best DPS attack in the entire game. It's not even close. If you spend a lot of MP and a lot of setup, Red Mage can, because they get the double cast with max magic. But let's be for real, the amount of MP it takes to do all that, you could just be Godspeed Striking. Hey Zach, how's it going? Alright, let's get this meteor shower going. Alright, what do I gotta do? What do I gotta do? Oh, Giovanni's in charge of the meteor strike? Interesting. Comet strike, not meteor strike. Don't worry, I'll safely watch you from a distance. Alright, let's do this. This is why we put everything on a level plane on the very top. If anybody ever questioned why did you build so much shit up top, for this exact reason. It helps with a lot of the minigames, I notice. Man, we're gonna be packing Olga to the gills with comets and ash trees. I wish her sister would help. I like how everything's just localized right here. Look at this hall. That's what I'm talking about. Beautiful stuff, beautiful stuff. Alright, now we're gonna go here. Be like snack food. What's a stimulant anyway? Alright, so it doesn't like coffee. Does it like tea, maybe? So he doesn't like stimulants at all. Okay. Interesting. I thought a kid might like something with caffeine. What the hell does this kid like to eat? Your sister should be able to help now that you have Giovanni. Okay, perfect. You can use all 3? I don't think I've met the 3rd sister. I remember they mentioned there was another sister. There were 3 sisters. And Olga was the nice one, but yeah. I don't want to necessarily do all three because they're all so far spread apart. But yeah. I guess I'll keep feeding this kid rice pudding. How do I make rice pudding again? Do you have a favorite, comrade? Here's a small secret, so do I. Can you keep a secret, Stella? Good, so can I too. It's good to have open friendship, no? He seems like an innocent kid. That's exactly what he would want you to think. He gives a very good hug, though. Alright, well, he's super happy now. Oh, wait. His final ability is following me around. Oh, no. Alright, we didn't do so hot last time. I think if I hang up at the top, let's see what happens. I think this is easier. Because they don't get a chance to juke me a little bit. Ah, like that one just did. F you. Yeah, this is... See, people doubting why did I make my boats so tall? They are exactly my speed. That is so brutal. You literally have to intersect them. Yeah, this is the reason why. This is why I build a very tall thing. This is so much better than last time. Oh, that guy. Got him. Oh, really? All three of them went past me. Man, you're getting... rough, but we did much better than last time. Yeah. Like I said, tall ladders, that's the meta, man, I tell you. How's it going, Griffin? Oh, that's right. What does he like? He likes exotic food. He might also like acquired taste food. Some people just don't get it. Whoa, this is interesting meta. There are still faint glimmers of civilization left in this barbaric slaughterhouse that was once known as humanity. That could be poetic, or that could be something deeper. Honestly, this is just better. I don't know why people call it an acquired taste. Neophytes, I swear. Yep, that's what I figured. He would like acquired taste as well. Don't know what his favorite food is, but at least we know his taste. He was kind of easy to figure out, though. She's gonna hate you. I don't know how this tale's gonna end for you, Giovanni. Ooh, thanks. That just tells me if there's another special ability I've yet to get, and I'm pretty sure bouncing might be involved. Because we've now encountered 2 spots where we have to bounce on something, and we just don't have that ability. And Giovanni, you keep wanting to talk. What? Oh, okay. Okay, really? Astrid, he's right in front of you. Are you blind? Astrid, don't tell me it's your time to go. Astrid, I swear, Giovanni's right there. She likes plain food, that much I know. Did we give her plain rice already?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We still haven't figured out her other ability. Or her other taste. Actually, I know I say actually a lot. By the way, one of the funny comments I saw recently was somebody was looking at an early, I think, Kingdom Hearts episode, and they were like, this guy said however 20 times. I'm like, I probably said it 21 times, but yeah. However, it's because I game twists and turns a lot. And to me, however, is a great transition for showing an unexpected twist. That's what however is. Anyway, to get the Crusher, we need zinc. We still need zinc. Okay. Surely, in this mineral-filled island, we can find something. Proof of purchase, cow. We can have cows here? Olive, huh? Alright, so we can get cows apparently. I don't think I have a thing for a cow. But just in case, that might be a blueprint upgrade that we're overdue for. We have a chicken coop, but we don't. I'm sure cow is one of these things. I know they said there's a cellar, because it said I can make, sauerkraut. What if I can grow wine? Cows produce milk. I should have figured that, guy. I should have figured that. We've already had milk. In fact, it's how I need to get more rice pudding. But let's see. We actually should be able to reach that island just in time. Yep, just in time. Did somebody also want to go to Edgeboro? Oxbury. I guess we'll have to go visit Albert then. Upgrade our blueprints. We're very close to getting the next ship. We need silica and zinc, which we don't have for upgrading. Hello, hello. I am the Lizard King. Cool story. Oh, that's interesting visuals. Fish, fish, fish. Buy, buy, buy. Mules. Come on, Stella. You're right there. Thank you. Ah, I don't like that. Whoa. Whoa, what was that? Visual glitch number 2. That's the second. That's only the second weird glitch we've run into. I guess we fell into a cutscene. It's just like, nope. Scoot, 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 scoot. Alright. I'll post it and people will be like, well, I never encountered that. I'm sure you weren't looking for it either. I come from the underground. I understand what real music's like. Blah, blah, blah. Man, this fight is every internet forum out there. I like X. Well, I like Y. Your information is either incorrect, or you are uninformed, or you're just dumb. Pick one. Well, I think you either have low standards, bad taste, or you're a terrible person. Pick one. It's like, oh wow, this is a productive conversation. Yep, you don't have good taste, you know nothing. Oh my gosh. Relatable. Oh god. Oh, you've been there. Paul's versus Simon's. Oh, I guess I already bought it. That's cool. Appreciate it. Okay. I wonder if they're gonna ask me to also get some music. Easy peasy. Oh, we got a proof of purchase anyway. Peaches. Huh. Maybe we can grow peaches now. I mean, of course we can grow peaches now. It's the whole point of the seed. I just wonder if it's a tree. Ooh. That's it. I've discovered a new recipe. I will never not get tired of Ignis ever saying that. Every time he said it, it brought a smile to my face. Well, we got what we came for. We didn't have to buy anything for it. I guess this is a cow voucher. Peaches are trees, that much I get. As a former resident of Georgia for many years, that is one thing I absolutely do know, is that peaches come from trees. Interestingly enough, even though Georgia's state fruit and symbol is the peach, and Georgia's kind of known for peaches, that's not its main crop, and it's also not its biggest export. Georgia, besides exporting terrible education and bad bloated politics in the most amount of counties in any state in the entire country, we also are the national leader, and actually, besides having the largest international airport in the planet with a terrible highway system, Georgia also mainly exports chicken and peanuts. most of the chicken you buy from supermarkets comes from Georgia. There are like 3 towns in close proximity, mostly Gainesville, where there are just dozens of chicken farms and chicken slaughterhouses. If you drive through that county, you smell the dead chicken for miles. I used to work in that area, and it's just rough in some spots. You just walk in, you just get hit by the smell of chicken stench, blood everywhere. You kind of get used to it, but at the same time, it sucks. Oh, we can actually get we just have to cut some ash planks so we can get some chicken coops going. Speaking of chickens. Too dark? No problem. We're gonna do a lot of grinding tonight. So mulberries count as trees in this game? That makes sense. I thought there were bushes. Totally worth it to get the double one. Totally worth it. We got a lot of pulsar from that one run. We probably won't even need to plant any on Olga. I wonder if we can get double XP, or not double XP, yeah, double XP weekend from cutting wood. I will say this though, for better or for worse, I kind of already have the score for Bravely Default 2, unless something incredibly different changes my mind for what the game's gonna score in my book. I kind of noticed this chapter 4. Because as you know, I always start every game off at C, and it gains points or loses points from that thing. Everything starts at average, and it just moves up or down. Has Astrid honestly been giving me any ore? I swear. She talks about the hardworking layman, but she's like not really doing it herself. I can't help but suspect that she's all talk. Meanwhile, Comrade Stanley out there is, you know, he's hanging around, keeping an eye on things, making sure that everybody's working in the coal mills properly. Don't mind me. Alright, sun's up. Alright. Why not, since we're on this side of the planet anyway? Have we encountered a bus stop yet? Good morning. I thought you wanted to talk to me, Bruce. Alright, so we're definitely gonna need another orchard. For sure. Because we're getting some trees. Thanks. It's a drawing of Gustav. It's actually not bad. Nice. I have to say, more sugarcane, always appreciate it. Ash log, always nice. And plant ourselves a peach. That cherry tree just keeps giving and giving. I like how the bird has to help it turn around. Okay, what do these guys like? What do a couple of legitimate businessmen like? Maybe like casserole. Oh, I already gave him casserole, okay. Would you like some coffee? Italian coffee, maybe? This shit's too simple, man. One fucking ingredient? Who do you think we are? Peasants? You think we have no nuance? You think we got no taste? You think you're just some lowlives? Are you insulting me for just delivering this? Come on, guy, I have standards. You at least gotta have something a little bit more than just what the layman had. We're men of distinguished taste. And this is an insult, quite frankly. I'm surprised you're even still have the boldness. Get rid of this shit. What the fuck are you thinking? Okay, okay, Jesus Christ, no coffee for you. Alright. Just for that, give him the questionable meal. We don't have a lot of food. We need to get more ingredients, man. We don't have a lot on our plate. He hates crayfish and most of the stuff we have. Would you like a salad, maybe? Okay, salad seems to make him a little happy. It's not what he loves, but we found out what he doesn't like, that's for sure. What you want, Giovanni? Oh, Astrid. He barely sleeps. It's like, Astrid, he's not sleeping in his bed because he's literally sleeping on the couch right above us. Astrid, are you literally blind? This feels wrong reading his mail when he's literally just hanging out right over there. Also, he has a really cool cowboy hat. From Jennifer with a Y. Oh, she gave us zinc ingots. Where the hell did you find zinc? I haven't even found zinc. These two have a very weird relationship. Oh, we have 22 zinc ingots. Do we have zinc? Did we always have zinc? Either way, we can cut ash. We can actually finally have our crusher. When did we get zinc? Am I just crazy? We've always had zinc. I'm crazy. I thought we didn't have zinc. Okay, we've had zinc. I'm just dumb. I don't know. All right. What I know we don't have is ash planks. Thanks to those public facilities, we know how to play. You know, we don't play a game for like 3 or 4 days in a row, and you just completely flush everything, and when you're playing another game, it's rough. For some people who just get to play one game, it must be nice. Because for me, I'm streaming this, and then I'm collecting stuff for Persona, and then I'm playing Bravely Default 2, and then I play Destiny 2 on the side when I can squeeze that in for daily stuff. It's just, when you're bouncing around all these games that take your attention, it's just so much. And then I'm working on another one. It's just hard to keep track, you know? That's what chat is for, to help you out. You know what, Connie, you're right. Thank you. Thank you for being non-judgmental and very helpful. I appreciate it. Okay, we're gonna pay attention to what Feedorama's giving us, because Feedorama's been giving us a lot of crap recently. Oxbury. We wanted to go to Oxbury anyway. Okay, one thing that is kind of not great is the fact that the letter is over on the right, so I'm looking at the letter, but the thing they give me is on the left, so by the time I notice I got something, I don't see what I got, so I don't know what Albert just gave me. Treasure map, baby. Questionable meal. Okay, we need to unsubscribe because something happened to Feedorama. Feedorama HQ is giving us garbage, but how do we unsubscribe? 85-165. That should be on this side of the map. Pretty sure it was at the end of last stream. Okay, okay. Oh, that's right. We found zinc in the area with the cranes. That's right. I remember now. Thank you. Okay, I actually could have made that if I didn't hesitate. This looks a lot like the other place. Hey, here's a coffee shop. That is locked. Oh, is this the one where the person says they locked it because the person kept slurping? I got an updraft somehow. How did I get that? How did I get that updraft? Is there something here producing it? We need to cut them down? No worries, no worries. I will help you cut these ash planks down. No problem, Ranger. I love the little physics on the cat as it just kind of gets flops around back and forth. See, this man appreciates my services. So yeah, very soon, maybe even as early as tomorrow, depends. You might have a very, shall we say, sassy, I don't want to say salty, but a very sassy digital hindsight about Tidus versus Tidus. So please look forward to that. I'm going to make it very, very short. It's going to have the usual disclaimer saying, if this hurts 20 years of your belief, then that's a you problem. Now, everyone here in chat, you understand that, you know. I'm not trying to insult any of you. All of you are precious. I said this on Discord one time, but one of the reasons why I personally care about something like that, about people saying, even though it's stupid, I tell people, like, why you stress about a name from a made-up character from 20 years ago? That one, to me, is significant because I'm one of many people, like I'm sure many of you, who have a last name that people mispronounce all the time because it's De Jesus. But people look at it, it's like, oh, De Jesus, because it's spelled like Jesus, and quite frankly, that is what it translates to. But just because you look at it, and you're like, oh, Jesus, makes sense. So, hey, De Jesus. I'm like, it's De Jesus. I know what you think you know, and I'm not disagreeing with your logic, but I am telling you you're incorrect, and this is the correct pronunciation. Don't mess up my name now that you know better. So I feel the same way with the Tidus Tidus thing, because it's okay that you think you know what you know, but you're wrong. This is the correction. Please say it correctly. Because that's my life. Oh, can we get in through the window? It's an open window. How can we not go through? So that's why I actually feel very personally about it. It's not because of the game. The game I enjoyed. I really like the game. Way too grindy for my taste, but I still really enjoy the game. But as somebody who has a name that is for no reason, because I pleasantly, politely tell people how to do it, people still mess it up. And yeah, Umber, you're the same way, where you have a last name, I understand. That's like 3 parts, and people don't always do it all the right way. And so it's just, stop. It's like, I'm not blaming you for not knowing the first time around. I am blaming you for continuing to do it. Has not gotten any better since moving to Texas? I don't know, because I haven't hung out with literally anybody. I have made 0 new Texas friends. All my friends right now are friends that I already had going in from Georgia. I have 0 new Texas friends. Because I haven't gotten out and met anybody new. I have taken quarantine very seriously. Ooh, I think we may get it. No! Why did I stop? I was right there. Alright, so we need to jump late is what we need to do. Let the inertia carry us. We can make that. The reason why I stopped is because you can't... Stella doesn't grip the line when you're holding down hover. You have to switch buttons immediately. Too early. I remember in middle school, the worst way somebody mispronounced my name, because people look at my name, and they look at it, and they know it can't be to Jesus. So what I get people is making weird attempts. And that's sometimes hilarious. Oh, that didn't carry me at all. In middle school, I remember that over the intercom, it's like, will Mr. Diseases come to the front office? I'm like, Diseases. Wow. That takes the cake for the biggest butchering of my name. Nope. I need to do the double jump and then fly. That's what I need. That's what needs to happen. Nope. You just need to jump right before to get that inertia. We almost had it twice. We're gonna get this. Ah, I almost missed it. Unfortunately, the mid-air recover was there. Got it. See, this is what I don't like, is that there's so many blind spots. Oh no, it's another one of those bouncing things. I don't have that ability. Alright, so there's gotta be an ability. This is the 3rd time we've encountered that. Connie, you feel you're paying your Chinese and it's wrong 99% of the time? Oh my gosh. I can just imagine. No offense, but I'm one of those people that also horribly butcher most Chinese names. I am one of the offenders, so I apologize. Alright, so we need to come back here after we have the bouncing move. All that effort for nothing. At least we got practice. And that's the coffee shop where we need the key on the other island, so at least we know where that is. Like, I occasionally pop into Genshin Impact to just do free stuff. And it's funny that even in that game, characters don't say those names, those Chinese names, consistently. Like, one person will say Li Wei, and somebody else will say Liwa, and the other person will say Liua, or Lua, or Liu. It's like, why do you keep saying this city 5 different ways, Jesus? Now you could say, oh, well, there's accents to account for. Okay, there's one thing. There's a difference between accents and just straight up saying something wrong. Alright, let's get that chicken coop. Oh, nope, let's get that crusher. You fit perfectly right here. Jesus, this chicken coop is huge. Should I put you over here with the rest of the farm animals? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of Chinese names is like, you put vowels next to each other and then you say them the way that I don't understand. In English doesn't make it any easier because there are thousands of case-by-case bases because English is a melting pot language. And so it always bothers me when people are like, oh, this is how it phonetically goes. Phonetics don't work in the English language because we incorporate so many languages that don't follow our phonetic rules. That's the whole point. That's the reason why it's Titus and not Titus. Stop this. Alright, we'll put the chicken coop there. And we should build another orchard, shouldn't we? We need more oak for that, that's fine. Yep, teach me how to crush rocks. Let's go. Lots of things you can get rid of in a crusher. You can get rid of rocks, you can get rid of fruits, you can get rid of body parts, you can get rid of rocks. Very useful. A child can do this. Hell, you're a child. You can do this, which is why you're going to go do this. Big machine goes smash. Piece of cake. I don't want to explain it anymore. It's a crusher, obviously. You start it up, you let it crush, you move on. Why you gotta complicate things? We don't have time for this. If I crush an apple, will it give me applesauce? What am I supposed to do here? Oh. No. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of expecting applesauce. Alright, I know for a fact I can get... Oh, comet rocks. What is it, stardust? Comet powder. Interesting. This should give me sugar, right? Sugar, baby! Let's start making some more sugar. This is definitely the easiest of them, because you literally just mash it until Well, I guess until it's mashed. What am I gonna need this type of powder for? Better crush a few just to be safe. Silica powder. That's where you get silica powder. I'll be honest, anything that requires me to mash a button is not my favorite game. Ever since Mario Party, I don't like things that require me to mash one button over and over. That felt good. You got some chops, Scout. How would you like to be official cadaver collector, if you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, know what I'm saying, know what I'm saying? Why is this going to be an expensive mansion? Gonna build you a crib. Oh, that's right. We need to crush some wheat. I bet that gives us flour. I don't know why I'm watering this in the rain, but either way. Okay, let's start with some sugar now. What can we cook with some sugar? So no vegetables combined with it, but some of these do. Sugar with... Let's try wheat. We do need to grow more wheat, so that way we can have more flour. Oh, and sunflower oil probably gives us oil, doesn't it? Alright, so sunflower seeds get crushed to make sunflower oil. We have so many ingredients now. Yeah, see, like, that alone already paid for itself. Alright. I think we could finally make fried chicken today. This is finally the fried chicken episode. Oh, there's the sister. Cereal. Actually, Stanley might like cereal. Potato with... You don't think you can crush wheat? Can't we? Oh, you're right. Windmill crushes wheat. You're right, thank you. You're the pro Spiritfarer. Actually, hold on. Before I waste my potatoes, my precious potatoes. We had a recipe guide pulled up earlier. Because instead of just guessing, we can look up what potatoes are. Wait, you telling me potatoes are only used for French fries? That's it? That's literally it? Okay. Or that's its only specialized meal. Otherwise, it still counts as a root veggie. So some vegetables count as a specific thing, and some are generic ingredients. Potato is a generic ingredient unless it's specifically made for French fries. Clams. I don't think we've had clams here. So, yes, thank you. I think we get different mollusks based on where we're sailing, which I guess kind of makes sense. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten your fried chicken. In fact, I'm gonna get some fat right now. Baby, here's that oil. Alright, let's get some fried chicken going. We've had a long time coming for this fried chicken. I can already taste it. Let's cook them up. Let's go. Alright, what do we need for a windmill? Oak and aluminum. We got it. Not even a problem. Oh, before we go, it's daytime. We should be sailing. I like her because she's right next to a bus stop. Just like Olga. She might even be closer. See, this is the kind of progress that makes me love these games, because every island, every time I'm in, you know, new ingredients, new combinations, new ways to make people happy, new ways to grow, and the progress is not only progressing the game, but also how you feed more progress. It's recursive that way. What's up, Seal? Yeah, I got a mulberry seed without having to buy it. I need to get another orchard is what I need to do. But first things first. So I know we got a lot of stuff to do. Let's get some oak planks. Ooh, we need more oak. Crap. Hopefully we have just enough oak to use what we need. I have to go back to an island. Should be enough. I probably should have saved one oak plank just to replant it. I just realized that. See, she's straight to business. She's friendly. She the younger sister. I appreciate that. Alright, we're gonna plant some silver. Because, oh, you can't plant the comet or the meteorite. I guess that makes sense. I was stupid. I should have saved one oak. That's fine. That's fine, I guess. We should do quartz because we're gonna need silica. And maybe some more zinc, because I think we need some more of that. Thank you. Hey, thank you for being right next to a bus stop. I appreciate you. Location, location, location. Give me that fried chicken. Booyah. Alright, let's make some french fries too, since we're here. Make use of our potatoes. Tool, where are you? Got just the thing for a rainy day for you, bud. Even though he's a toad, he should be fine on a rainy day. No, no, no. Frogs like rain. Toads don't like rain. Right? Is he? He's a frog. Because he's in the water. Yeah, he's got a back to tank. I got just the thing for you, bud. His spottings kind of remind me of a Bulbasaur. Especially when he has that wide face right now. He looks like a Bulbasaur without the bulb on his back. That's an interesting struggle that a tool is trying to be a good... Whoa, that was a weird animation. Has dad issues, because he loves food, but his dad also loved food. But unlike a tool who just kind of liked whatever was put in front of him, his dad just was so meticulous and was so self-critical that he almost made his food out of anger, even though he made it so well, but he stressed himself out just trying to make the perfect meal. I can actually kind of relate to that a little bit. Because it's funny, my dad is the opposite. My dad doesn't care. He'll eat just about anything put in front of him. But I am, you know, my mom to some degree. We are, I don't want to say picky, but we have very specific tastes and standards. Did I take us out too early? Nope, just in time. French fries, baby. Pub food. That's a new category. Actually, does fried chicken count as pub food too? What if I combine this with... Oh, hold on. We got the recipe guide. So, pub food. Oh, you know who might like pub food? Bruce and Mac. They seem just like the type of guys who sit down and have a pint. Alright, oil. Oh, there's actually a crap ton of things that require fats. Alright, let's take this methodical. Alright, so first is... beef. We don't have beef. Oh, that's what the cows are for, aren't they? We gotta turn them into beef. Actually, we're gonna make some more french fries. You should always have a cookie on you or applesauce. You don't like apples! Let's try that bowl of cereal we just made. Where is it? Is this it? There it is, cereal bowl. Nice. He loves cereal. Oh, he likes breakfast items. Well, I tell you what you're not getting. You're not getting my bacon and eggs, baby. I'm keeping that. Until we, of course, can actually just make more bacon and eggs ourselves. Windmill. Windmill. Gotta stay focused, windmill. Alright. Ah, one cell off. I mean, I guess this is fine. Alright, I need more oak to make a second orchard. Oh, we can actually build your crib right now. Why am I not surprised how huge it is? Alright, who has upgrades I can build? Clear glass sheet. Oh, I wonder if we crush glass if it creates the sheet. That seems kind of weird, but... Alright, first thing, we need to get some more wheat is what we need to do. Because we don't have enough oil for everything. Wait. Oh. Alright, crap, we only have 5 wheat. Corn flour. There's wheat flour and and rice flour. Ooh, recipe guide. Which flour do I need the most of? Does flour matter? Flour does matter. Alright, looks like I can make bread with wheat or corn flour, so I'm gonna use corn flour. Alright, what's the minigame? Oh. What am I doing? Oh, I'm moving it up and down. Am I? If I just move this ship, will it do its own thing? It's a windmill after all. Move it until the windmill starts going, then leave it? Okay, got it, thank you. That wasn't clear. Sometimes the minigames are obvious, and sometimes it's like, what the hell am I supposed to be doing with this? I guess it's working right now until it moves. Is it doing the thing? I guess you have to adjust it to the type of wind. Because I see this little thing going now, and now that I look at it, this does look like a meter, doesn't it? This is a slow-ass windmill. We'll just come back when it's done. This one's not very clear. All the other ones have immediate results. This one is not immediate. It's going a little faster now. Like, I wish there was something to show me that it's doing something. I'm getting no feedback here. I'm afraid to leave. Maybe I just come back. Well, the Comet Rock has no other purpose than to be crushed, so we must just crush it. Alright, I know we need silica. I don't remember what we need silica for, but I just know we need silica. Yeah, out of all the farming minigames, I don't like the windmills just because of that. What's going on? Am I doing it right? That's a game designing oversight, because if you're doing something and you provide no audio or visual, any feedback whatsoever, your player is going to be confused, because if I do something and nothing happens, that shouldn't be the result as if I didn't do something and nothing happened, which is what I expect. Alright, how do I get crushed glass? Or, flattened glass sheet. How do I get that? Maybe if we start moving, it goes faster. Oh, she's already done? I didn't even move. You need another machine to do the glass sheet? Got it, got it, got it. Apparently, arena works very quickly. I respect that. Just between us putzing around, she already got some work done. Arena? Okay, maybe we come back later. Maybe we didn't move far enough. Alright, let's stay focused. We can go to Albert and get the upgrade. And we can upgrade our blueprint table. Let's do both of those things. We're right next to a bus stop. We can also visit Olga too. Oh wait, did I have something in the oven? No, I didn't. Alright. Alright, oil and... or fat and... because a lot of recipes use fat. Do I have a large shellfish? Because that way I can get more bang for my buck. There we go. Look at how much about the map we uncovered just today. What is that island? Oh, we also have the treasure to go to as well. We can't forget that. Actually, Olga is right next to a bus stop. Hey, Gogre. Well, we've gotten, several key members to our staff here, and we're also entertaining a couple of legitimate businessmen who actually want to talk to us right now. Now this is what I'm talking about. You don't mess around. You know what? You upgrade yourself from piece of shit to, not Scout. No, it's already taken. Phantom Terror? No. How about Spiritfarer? Yeah, that sounds catchy. That's the collection island? Okay, thank you. Yeah. Alright, we need 2 more ash planks. Oh wait, we have no ash. Oh yeah, ash we have. It's oak we need. And oak is on this side of the world anyway, so we might as well grab that oak while we're here on this side of the planet. That way we can get the extra orchard, so we can get some mulberries. And we need to build a cow pasture as well, which we're probably going to get from the upgraded blueprints that we're about to get. So we're making all sorts of upgrades. We're also about to get the sail faster one, which will be nice. Potato. Got a fire seed. We're out of potato seeds. But yeah, we got the rock crusher, we got multiple upgrades going. We got a smooth operation here. Fried surf. That's probably a pub food. Why do I get the feeling most deep fried items are going to be pub food? We got plenty of sunflower oil, so I'm not worried about oil right now. Alright, next we need corn flour and fat. We need that. Fish is the next thing we can do. We're going to use the big fish for this, though. We got our sugar cane. Precious wheat seed. Alright, now that I know we need more rice, we're gonna need more corn to crush those. And more sunflower doesn't help either. Or doesn't hurt either. First we visit Olga, and then we go... We actually might have planted oak with her, please. If I planted oak, oh, it's gonna be so satisfying. I remember I planted a wood with her, and I don't remember which one it was. If it's oak, it's gonna be so clutch. Alright, let's check on our windmill. Our windmill isn't turning. What's going on? Every time I constantly have to move it to where the wind is, that is tedious as hell. It's still not done crushing whatever it is I want it to crush. Oh. So it's moving constantly. This windmill is weird, man. told her I was done, and I actually wasn't. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Please come back. I like how once we discovered blueberries, he starts to give us blueberries. Fish sticks, that's definitely pub food. Alright, sugar. What's a sugar recipe we can make? Oh, we can make fruit. Any fruit with this. Alright, so. That works. We're gonna make some candy. I guess we go back to Albert, because I was stupid and I said, no, Olga, I don't need to harvest those trees that I literally need on top of your back. Please come back, Olga. I think we may have to go to Albert and then go back to Olga and then go back to Albert. Fruit candy. I'm sure the kid would like this. Alright, sugar and coffee. Wow, that's fast. Sweet coffee. Alright. Sugar and yogurt. I don't have yogurt. Don't have milk. Oh, you can just put sweetener by itself. Okay. And this produces regular candy. Nice. Alright. Look at us. We're cooking up a storm here. Egg. I don't have eggs. Tea. Ooh, sweet tea. One of my personal favorites. I love sweet tea. I like how you put it in the oven. Although you do make sun tea by leaving it out in the sun. Alright, so the other things I need sugar for, I don't have. Because I don't have eggs, I don't have dairy. I don't know about you, but I feel so satisfied when I cook something. He might not just has fruit in it, good point. He might like regular candy though. Since it's just good old-fashioned high fructose corn syrup. Had a coop on a Chandler farm. She wasn't mad at me when I did bad things. She was disappointed in me. I suppose I wasn't when I cracked up the That was not better ones. Alright. We have go faster ability. And I know we need this, yeah, so first things first, better blueprints. And oh shit, we need zinc. Alright, wait just a second. Oh, smithy, cow stall, and cellar. The smithy makes sense for forging glass. That makes sense. So now we can forge glass, now we can keep a cow, and now we can make wine. Alright, so we need zinc, that's cool. We can go, wait just a second. Wait just a second. Actually, hold on. We're gonna leave one zinc out so that way we can grow more zinc. Oh, sweet. He gives us random crap. That actually is really helpful. Thanks, man. That's worth a hug. Brings you useless garbage. I don't know, some of that stuff has a price tag to it. I'll take it. Alright, now we have Go Faster. Okay, since we can't go anywhere, we're gonna figure out how this flipping windmill works. This windmill's starting to piss me off. We're clearly doing something wrong. But what else can we be doing? At this point, we only need more raw materials is what we need. Lots of things can be fried. There's like a dozen recipes that require oil. We're gonna be frying up some stuff. Oh wait, we got something down there. Is it over? No, it's just one. What a boring minigame. This is not even a game. This is a stand around simulator. Alright, I'm gonna look up really quickly. Spiritfarer windmill. I like how a lot of people are like windmill bug, windmill doesn't work, how to use windmill. I'm so glad I'm not the only person who has a problem with this windmill. And everyone's like, how the hell does the windmill work? It's literally one of the top Google asked questions for this game. So the windmill will turn faster in storms and while the boat is moving. Makes sense. And as long as the meter is within where the little pinwheel is going, the windmill will keep turning, otherwise it's automatic. So you don't actually do anything, you have to constantly check to make sure it's still tuned. Man, that's just tedious. Alright, next time we're in a storm though, just gotta make sure to adjust our windmill. We haven't loomed anything in a while. Okay. cornflower. There's like 30 recipes that need flour specifically. Alright, so first thing, oh, you can just do flour by itself. And it turns into bread, apparently. Cornbread. Beans and cornbread, do do do. Alright. Talk to Larry North CPU. That's right, we talked to the movie lady. Alright, he needs a picture frame, but we need glass for that, which we don't have. Oxbury, we can do that. Use the crusher to experiment. We can actually do that. And the foundry. Okay. Oh, you can get corn flour by crushing it. Oh, baby, we have a faster way to make flour. I need to take my corn out of here is what I need to do. I may need to move the windmill up closer if I'm gonna have to constantly be checking on it. So now that we know we can actually just make corn flour, that's super helpful. Flour and a berry makes a berry pie. Wait, we already have berry pie, I think. I'm positive we do. Pear, however, makes a tartlet. Got it. She has the oak that we need. Oh, Olga, you're coming in clutch. I love it. I'm so glad that past us was smart enough to plant oak. So much smarter than future us. Let's make some glue. See, this is the part of the game where I enjoy, where every time, like, everything is going on at once, it just feels like constant progress is happening. Okay, that's done. Flour and seafood. Very cool. Blessed, blessed oak trees. Come on, cat. Oh, that delicious oak. I'm gonna try to keep it. This is just the micromanagement side of me. I want to make it like, okay, one person's metal, one person's rock, one person's trees. So that way I kind of have a focus going. I don't know why, but just compartmentalizing things just fits better for my MO. Fortunately, we vandalized, I mean reappropriated so many park wood that we have plenty on all fronts. We haven't had any more plain food, have we? Alright, we're gonna keep mixing up you and rice. That's what we're gonna keep doing. Stanley needs something. Fisherman pie. Cool. Flour and clam. Wait, is it specifically clam? It is clam. Okay. Okay, that was good. That was productive. We got wood. Where's the treasure chest should be around somewhere in this area, shouldn't it? Let's go down here. Kind of think of it. Oh wait, hold on. Let's warp over there. That's what I mean to say. Let's check out our windmill. And the fact that the windmill changes constantly is just kind of, I should really move that somewhere closer. What do you want? Go to Crow's End. Now we have too much stuff going on. Okay. Somebody wanted something from Crow's End. I don't remember. was gonna be like. I can't sail there. I'm like, sail around. Oh, that's right. This is the fog one. I'm stupid. I knew I didn't have fog, but I thought that was rock for a second. I'm dumb. There's some pizzazz to it. We're not interior designers, that's your job, man. Just make it look good, whatever I would like. Alright, I know for a fact you would like pub food. Actually, french fries count too. Where's that fish and chips that we had? Now we're talking, this is good chow. Yeah, he likes pub food. If I hug you, what happens? He's like, I'm allowing you to hug me in the barrel. Alright. That was tolerable. You harvest pulsar ore. Nice. Well, he's happy, so I should keep him silent for now. Okay. Or do we have quests? You're right, Connie. We need to focus on quests first. Alright, Oxbury and Oxbury. So I guess we're going to Oxbury. Shit, where's Oxbury? See, I really wish the fast travel map told me where I was fast traveling to. But I have to check my map first to see where the heck I'm even going. That's Oxbury. Alright. We're not exactly on a small boat anymore, so you know, this kind of stuff takes time. I guess we can hit a couple of spots over there too. You were silver, right? Yeah. We're gonna do this first. Getting some more fire seeds might be more useful. I don't know, maybe not. Alright. Now that I have wheat flour, do I need something specifically for it? No, okay. So this plus... a snow crab. I have a snow crab. There's a snow crab. We need to get some chickens. Is what we need. That was not worth it. I guess they wanted to make one of the buildings kind of passive, but it's not that passive. We have to constantly be coming in and adjusting it. Let's do it. This might be more complicated because we don't have a simple building structure anymore. This is helpful. Get all the snap, crackle, and pop action. This is an okay haul. We're getting an okay haul. Is that it? Guess so. Cake. Next is flour plus peach. I have peach. Wait, do you have a peach? No, I haven't born fruit yet on peach. We'll come back to that. Shrimp. Got plenty of that. Oh wait, I didn't mean to put lobster in there. I think that's how you make lobster roll. It's fine. Alright, I need copper, which I can do. Ash and silica, which I can do. And a cellar, which I can do right now. So I can do actually all this. Okay, so oak for another orchard. So oak for this as well. No. Ash. So oak and ash. Let's work on that first. Speaking of ash, appreciate it. Wheat seeds, always welcome. It's not very, this is the one thing that's not fun, is adjusting this stupid windmill. And it only gives you like one at a time. That is so dumb. See if my peach tree has done anything. Yes, there is. By the way, there were over 150 streets in the metro Atlanta area alone with the word peach tree in it. It is among the many stupid things Georgia does for no reason. And I'm not exaggerating, you can look it up. There literally are, it's a trivia fact, that there's over 150 streets in just that section of the state alone. That all, so it's like, ask anybody, it's like, wait, so if you hear like the word Peachtree, crossed by Peachtree, shifting into Peachtree, moving on a Peachtree, which turns into Peachtree, then yes, that's all true. It is that stupid. I like a lot of things about the state, but man, it's just that state just don't stop sometimes. Alright, let's cut some oak. Let's cut some ash. Current events, by the way. I think it's awesome that Game Pass, which I'm playing Spiritfarer on, by the way, through Game Pass, is getting 20 more games from the Bethesda library now that the deal has gone through. I think it's fantastic. I love that acquisition, especially when added to Game Pass, because once again, Game Pass is just stupidly good value now between that, EA Play, and all the future stuff coming on. So many Square Enix titles are on here too, so many RPGs, lots of indie games. So many good things in Game Pass. That's why I am totally convinced, because a lot of people are like, oh, what if they make the next Elder Scrolls Xbox exclusive? I think they should. Why shouldn't you? You own the license. They have every right to. And anybody who complains otherwise, I'm sorry. Every platform has exclusive titles. I don't understand why you think that's a bad thing all of a sudden. Even if you're like, oh, I'm on Nintendo, I'm on, which by the way has Elder Scrolls, or I'm on PlayStation, and you know, it's not fair they make it exclusive. What are you talking about? Of course it's fair. They own the property now. It's not third party. If it was third party and it's exclusive, yeah, it may not be cool, but they own it. So they 100% can and should flex their first party titles. And like they said, hey, you know that if you're whining about it right now on the computer, guess what? On your computer, you can buy Game Pass for PC. And you too can have it. If you're that against buying an Xbox, it's cool. Just buy it on PC. Works for us too. You spent $7.5 billion on something, you bet your ass you better flex that. Come on. It's not like it's Mario Kart or like God of War or Halo, you know? Those don't need to be multi-plat, and people understand that. What people are now getting upset is stuff that used to be multi-plat is now becoming an exclusive. I understand that, but that's also business. Hey Gideon, how's it going? Been lurking? I understand. Thanks for lurking. Alright, corn flour. Shrimp. Now, this may sound like it's coming from a position of privilege, but I do have the privilege and good fortune to say, if you have all three, then it's not even a question to begin with. I mean, for real. All four, shall I say. Because you got PC, Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox. And they did say it's going to be available on anywhere where Game Pass is, so that means if it's on your phone and it's able to be doing it, you can do that too. You guys all have phones, right? One thing that also makes me want to still believe is I remember 2 years ago there was the rumor that Xbox was trying to put Game Pass on the Switch, and I honestly think that would be so good. So good. And it's true, they put a couple of Microsoft exclusive titles on there, like Cuphead, when it was exclusive at the time, and of course Ori. and I think Super Lucky's Tale, which I hear isn't a bad game. I just hear it's very generic. You know, like Knack. The good news for Xbox is that gamers have very short memories. So when something's very good, they remember it. Even though when something goes bad, they remember and bring it up later. If you do enough good, they'll eventually forget it. Or if you do good enough times that it drowns out what they didn't like, they'll also forget it. Like, I remember as a promo from work, they gave me Xbox Game Pass the very first year that it launched. I used it precisely one time. I didn't use it at all, because there was only like 7 games on there. And most of them I either owned or didn't really care about playing on Game Pass. So I'm like, this is not very good service. Now you look at it, it's like 150 titles. Yes, some are rotating, but the standing ones they have there not only stay a long time, because it's based on popularity. It's like Costco. If it doesn't move, it goes away. Shrimp tempura, by the way. But a lot of the popular titles are constantly there. I remember when PlayStation tried to answer, it was like, they said, oh no, Game Pass is unsustainable. And then when there was, Holiday Pass, and then there was over a 70% rate of signups, and all of a sudden they were raking in all this money. Sony's like, excuse me, how much money are you making from Game Pass? We're also pleased to announce that we are also working on something Game Pass related. So I was like, alright, guy. It's fine. And then they put like God of War on there. It's like you could get God of War through PlayStation Now, but it was only up there for like 6 months. So I was like, what's the point? That's not how you do it. You should be leaving it up there all the time if you want to sell that service and be on the competitive level of Game Pass. You need to, unafraid, be able to put your very first and foremost games on your foremost service if you're going to sell it. Don't go cheap. Don't get cheap on me, Dotson. Oh, beef is in this island, too. That's good that they're selling beef, because I would not want to kill any of my cows. Copper. I'm still waiting for them to put the 13 trilogy on there. I'm not even saying that as a meme, I actually wouldn't mind. Because I really liked playing Lightning Returns. I played that game so many times, it's actually very enjoyable. I wouldn't mind playing it again for old time's sake. It was the very first game that I streamed, by the way. None of you would know because I had 0 people watch that entire playthrough. That was years ago, when I was first starting. Lightning Returns is the very first game I streamed. Add that to the non-existent wiki. I think one person came in one time. I want to say the name was Mike. I don't know, it's been a long time. But yeah, like one person checked in, like, hey, I like your video, and then he just promptly left. I'm like, thanks. See ya. Dozed off, did anything interesting happen? Nah, we're mostly building new facilities. We're about to get cows. I know we're closing up the stream real fast, but I want to see if we can get cows before the end of the stream. We got flour. We've been making tons of candy. We help steal roses and deface public parks. Alright, let's get some comet shards. Let's go. Somebody stay up here, somebody stay up here. Comet, 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 comet. Comet, comet, comet. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Man, we got almost 5,000 glim from that. This is how you make money, man. Giovanni knows. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Veggie pot pie? Oh, we need to crush some flour. That's what we need to do. I'm glad one of the flowers is grindable. Oh, we're at the new location. Oxberry. We'll go a little bit longer today because we have a couple of quests here. I want to feel like we accomplished something. I once dated a girl named Jennifer, but she didn't spell her name with a Y. Whoa, all of a sudden the frame rate on you, buddy. You gonna load in? There you go. Bossing around reminds me of being bossed around back in the days when I was a shrimp. I know me, right? Yeah. Anyway, reminds me of the last job when I had to kill somebody who didn't like my stories. Anyway. Enforcer, Sir Mr. Comino. Any orders we do with them, very simple. Nothing too small, nothing too fancy. We just got the job done and we got it done right. We got it done right the first time. We were efficient. Always get the job done. Unstoppable. Not even the feds could catch us. I mean, why would you? We're not doing anything illegal. Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? What? Fucking Hajj? Of course we need it. It's very good. It's only used in the most popular nuclear vessels. Just everyone has it. You can probably go to a store. You Americans have nuclear armaments at every gas station, right? It's very popular. Don't make fun of me. It's what we call the middle country. So we need to figure out what he's asking for and then give him the thing that we don't know what it is. Alright, before we do this, can we build the cow? Yes, we can. Put you right there. All of a sudden, this place got busy. We don't even have time to fish anymore. Can you imagine? We're the Dice Boys. Tunnel Snakes rule. We roll hard. Actually, that's not a bad pun. Dice Boys, roll out. Saying raps into the mic to make sure it chimes, breaking your neck like we in big tech. Nah, you must be out of it. We're here to distribute your mixtape. What the fuck? Dice never stops, so my price never drops. It's a vinyl record. We have 60 of them. What if we just throw them in the garbage? Extreme focus. I mean, I was gonna go over there anyway, but sure. Spectacular is a very good word. Alright, bring them milk, I guess. Most places here block their buildings. Burkani. Watasito. Frog. How suspiciously friendly. I don't have lemons. Ooh, but this guy does? Sweet. I have a boat that smuggles things, legitimately. Oh, we're actually in the coffee shop now. Oh, this is the one we need to go to. We were just there. I can hear you, copper deviants. Do we want to spend 10,000 to unlock every single door in Oxbury? Oh, we're so close to the ship upgrade, though. I'm gonna say no. I know we're gonna need that. Wait. Might as well. Might as well buy all your beef. Even though I spent almost $10,000 on beef. Wait, Jesus Christ, why am I buying eggs? I'm about to buy a chicken. I'm so stupid. You got one on me. You got one on me. Oh, this is getting some very mature conversations here. Maybe he's just asking some marriage advice, you know? We don't have to be suspicious of Giovanni. It's not like he walked out on his wife for a second time and hey, there's an ability that we can get. Bounce, finally. So the lighthouse had bounce, islands had bounce. There are a couple places that had bounce. Sweet. Powered up. That's what I'm talking about. Now we're playing with power. What if I can reach that? How many pork chops for you? Yeah. Oh, a lot of these things are interesting. Ooh, peach cobbler. Cool. Veggie pot pie, old fashioned. You know what? I bet Alice would have loved that. Bread. Here, I'll give you this because no one else wants this. Our Uncle Bulbasaur. Alright. So we need to go back to Ambertown Bark. The mysterious word is spectacular. Or maybe not. And we probably need to go back to the... Man, we have so many side quests. Alright, we have a lot of side quests to do. That seems to be... I mean, at least we have some more direction. So, we're gonna call it for today. But it looks like... Well, let's go back to the boat. We might have a conversation with Giovanni. But now we have a lot of stuff set up. We have a lot of things to cook. We have a lot of buildings to make. We have animals to foster. We have mail. Of course. Squeaky chair. Yep, you gotta have the squeaky chair. One of these days, I'll make it big and I'll have a cool gaming chair. That way I can play games in a chair. Which I always found really weird. Those gaming chairs are so popular. To me, they don't look that comfortable. Like, I get that they're bucket seats and those are kind of comfortable, but I like to lean. I don't like to be... I don't know. I don't know what you would call it, but bucket seats aren't my primary preferred seat. That's why I'm not very good at video games, because I don't have a cool gaming chair. One of these days, I'll be cool enough to afford one. Alright. Let's talk to Comrade Stanley, tell him about the word that we learned. And maybe that will, get us somewhere. Oh, he wants an egg. Yep. I guess that was worth the 400 bucks. We solved the mystery. Yeah, like, I currently have, like, a regular office chair, and I find those perfectly comfortable. See, this is where Stanley goes from, like, I like eggs. Eggs remind me of my mom making breakfast. I like eating sugary cereal and watching cartoons and playing with toys in the dirt. And you're like, oh, wow, Stanley must be very nice. And he's like, so do you have things that might cause explosions? Sensitive things, volatile things. Just asking for a friend. You are an adult, right? I can do dangerous things now, yeah? Nothing too suspicious. How about we just, you know, liven up the place? There's a few explosions here and nobody gets hurt. And then you're like, I don't know about that, Comrade Stanley. Don't worry, I won't do it on boats. I will do it in city. City with lots of dissidents that no one will miss if for some reason explosions get out of hand, yeah? Like Comrade Stanley, I don't know if I like where this is going. You seemed so nice when you talked about eggs and candy earlier. At least now we know he likes eggs. I'm still not giving you my bacon and eggs, though. Since that's also a breakfast food item, and I know you like it. Everyone keep an eye out for Comrade Stanley. I'm not gonna do all my cabbage. I can't help but notice you have pressure cookers in the cellar. You know, pressure cookers are very good at highly pressurized and controlled surprises, shall we say. So disappointed. I wanted fires and explosions. Comrade Stanley. Alright. I feel it's a bit hyperbolic. I mean, this seems like a major decision point. He didn't seem like he's cheating. Yeah, he's talking to another lady and he didn't tell you about it, but I didn't see anything illicit going on. I don't want to throw the guy under the bus. Do I have to say yes or no to continue this quest? Oh shit, I said yes, didn't I? Fuck. Alright, I guess we're going with this. I didn't mean to do it. Well, I think I messed up that. I wanted to exit out of the conversation, I didn't mean to hit yes. Anyway, have some bread. It won't make a difference? Okay. I was invested in my decision, though. Here's some plain bread. Here's a hug. I might have been misinformed, though. He was totally cheating. He admits it later. Aw, you're breaking the suspense. But I guess I feel a little bit better about that. We're gonna play more potatoes because at the very least more french fries, right? Although if you don't parboil your potatoes first, you're gonna have very limp french fries. For those of you who like to make home fries. And I hate a lot of people who just make home fries just cut up the potato and throw it in the oven with some oil. Those end up being very soft. And if you try to cut them, like julienne them, and make them into fries, they're gonna become very limp. What you want to do is parboil them first. Then they end up being crispy. But alright. We have a lot of requests to do. We still have a treasure map to find. We have some side quests to do. We have a bunch of stuff. And we also need to make 10 grand to buy ourselves a boat. So we are going to do all of that next time. In the meanwhile, please look forward to a very sassy digital hindsight from me, which is the only flavor they come in. And please look forward to any future Bravely Default 2 works. Like I said, I should be finishing up either tonight or tomorrow. So, thank you so much for everyone coming in to spend some of your precious, valuable weekend time to hang out with me. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, for everyone else, I'll see you on the next battlefield.